You arrive at the edge of the city just as night drapes itself across the coast. The streets are quiet, empty of movement, and the glow of distant lamps shimmers faintly in the soft haze of the evening. You walk slowly, barefoot, feeling the cool sand pressing between your toes as it slips through the spaces of cobblestones and worn pavement. Each step carries a gentle, almost musical resistance, a soft reminder of the city's intimate pulse beneath you. The waves lap lazily at the shoreline, brushing against stone walls that have held centuries of tide and time. You pause to listen, leaning closer, and notice the subtle harmony of water against the beach, a rhythm that mirrors your own breathing. The city itself seems to sleep in rhythm with the tide, curling its streets toward the sea, letting the waves brush its edges and echo gently down quiet avenues. Light spills softly from the windows of coastal homes, casting golden streaks across wet stone and sand. The reflection shimmers, blending with the water, creating an illusion that the city floats atop the tide. You step closer to the edge where water meets cobblestone, feeling the cool kiss of salt and foam on your ankles. It is intimate, delicate, as if the sea itself is greeting you, inviting you into the calm heartbeat of this sleeping place. The streets wind like tidal currents, gently guiding you past closed doors, shuttered windows, and stone balconies overhanging the water. Faint scents of brine and warm wood drift from hidden alcoves. You inhale deeply, letting the smell fill your chest and spread warmth through your body. Each detail, each sound, each shimmer of light feels magnified, not in urgency, but in intimacy, as if the city itself wants you to notice it fully, slowly, reverently. A gentle breeze sweeps through the avenues, curling around your shoulders, teasing the strands of your hair, drifting lightly across your cheeks. It carries the soft, distant call of seabirds returning to roost, and the faint, rolling whisper of waves brushing the shore. You pause to feel the way it moves over your skin, curling along the curve of your neck, sliding down your arms. The city seems to breathe with you. Every empty street, a space for you to drift and be carried by calm. You follow a narrow path toward the heart of the city, where the buildings touch the water more closely. Here, stone steps descend gently into the tide, worn smooth by countless feet over countless years. You let your bare feet sink into the shallow water, feeling the sand slide and shift under your soles. Each step is rhythmic, almost meditative, as if the city and sea together are teaching you how to move without hurry, how to surrender to the quiet pull of night. The waves rise slightly, brushing your calves in soft arcs, curling with gentle insistence against your skin. You notice the faint glimmer of phosphorescent light, tiny sparks caught in foam and trailing behind your steps. It is magical yet unassuming, subtle, a whisper of luminescence meant only for those who move slowly enough to see it. You trail your fingers along the water's edge, feeling the ebb and flow, the intimate touch of sea on skin. Beyond the steps, a small plaza opens, quiet and empty, flanked by low stone buildings and softly glowing lamps. You wander to the center, letting the tide sweep lightly at your ankles. The sound of water here is almost musical, a low hum of waves, echoing faintly against walls and archways. You breathe with it, inhale as the water rises, exhale as it falls, and feel the city's pulse align with your own. Here in the center of the sleeping city, the night seems to stretch and soften. Shadows from buildings blend into the gentle ripples of water. Sand and stone shimmer under moonlight that filters through a faint mist. You sit, letting the tide lap at your legs, the wind curl across your face, every detail, the smell of salt, the coolness of sand, the whisper of water, the warmth of lamplight, folds into a gentle calm that spreads from your chest into your limbs, your spine, your mind. The streets, the tide, the lamps, the sand, the water all move together in slow, deliberate rhythm. You realize that this city is breathing, dreaming, flowing with the ocean. And now so are you. You are not merely observing. You are part of its quiet pulse, moving with it, held by it, lulled by it. Each wave, each breeze, each shimmer of light draws you deeper into stillness, into reflection, into the gentle intimacy of night. You let yourself drift slowly along a stone quay that curves into the water. The tide rises slightly, brushing your legs, lifting your body in small rhythmic motions. You feel weightless, yet supported, cradled by the familiar rhythm of sea meeting stone. Above, stars shimmer faintly in the mist, and moonlight glances across water and pavement in scattered ribbons. The world feels intimate, quiet, vast, yet safe, and you sink fully into the calm that flows through you. You wander farther along the quay, letting the gentle waves brush higher along your calves. The city stretches around you, empty and hushed, with stone walls and archways glimmering faintly in the moonlight. Each step you take is soft, almost musical, as the sand beneath the paving stones shifts and slides with the tide. You notice the subtle textures beneath your feet, the warmth of worn stone, the cool press of sand and water together. Every detail is vivid, yet gentle, a quiet tactile melody meant only for you. A faint breeze curls around your shoulders, teasing strands of hair, brushing along the curve of your neck. It carries the smell of salt, of wet wood, of distant seaweed. You inhale deeply, letting it fill your chest and spread through your limbs. Each breath aligns with the rhythm of the tide. Inhale as the waves rise, exhale as they fall. The city seems to breathe alongside you, every street, every building, every hidden archway, pulsing with a slow, deliberate calm. You notice faint lights flickering through shuttered windows, golden and warm, spilling softly onto the cobblestones. The reflections ripple across the wet surfaces, blending with the moonlight on the tide. You pause, tracing the glow with your eyes, letting the shimmer pull your awareness into the intimate spaces of the city. It is alive in its quiet way, pulsing with gentle, undisturbed life, waiting for those who move slowly enough to notice. The tide rises slightly, curling around stone steps that lead to a small plaza. You follow it, letting your bare feet sink into the cool sand as it shifts beneath you. Tiny currents slip around your ankles, carrying grains of sand and fragments of shells. You trail your fingers along the wet stones, feeling the texture of centuries pressed into the surface, smooth yet uneven, warm in some spots, cool in others. Each detail is vivid, tactile, intimate, grounding you in the slow rhythm of the sleeping city. A fountain at the center of the plaza glimmers under moonlight, its water flowing in gentle arcs that echo the tide. You kneel beside it, letting your fingertips touch the cool liquid, feeling the soft pulse as it spills and splashes over stone. The sound is quiet yet mesmerizing, a low, continuous hum of water, like a lullaby sung in the language of waves. You inhale, exhale, and feel the pulse move through your chest, your spine, your arms. The city and the sea, the stone and the tide, fold together seamlessly, carrying you in their gentle rhythm. You notice the tiny details all around. A gull perched quietly on a low wall, its feathers ruffling in the breeze, a crab scuttling along the sand, its movements precise and delicate, a lantern swinging gently above an alleyway, casting shifting amber light across the stones. Each element is subtle, intimate, and alive, and you feel the quiet joy of noticing it. The city does not demand your attention, yet it offers itself fully to those who pause, who breathe, who move with care. A narrow alley leads you closer to the edge of the city, where houses lean toward the water as if seeking its embrace. You step carefully, feeling the uneven stones beneath your feet, letting the tide lap softly against the quay. Small pools of water shimmer in the street dips, reflecting lanterns, moonlight, and distant stars. You crouch to trace patterns in the water, watching tiny ripples expand outward, knowing each movement mirrors your own pulse, your own slow, deliberate breath. The scent of the sea grows richer here, carried in warm, salty eddies that wrap around your ankles and rise to brush your face. You notice how the tide moves differently along this stretch of the city. Softer, quieter, intimate. You let the current curl around your legs, lifting gently, brushing your skin with patient insistence. The city and the sea are guiding you, not toward anywhere in particular, but deeper into calm, into reflection, into the tender rhythm of night. Beyond the alley, a small wooden dock stretches into the water, its edges worn and rounded from countless tides and footsteps. You step onto it slowly, feeling each plank give slightly beneath your weight, the cool wood pressing against your soles. The tide brushes along the edges, tiny waves curling against the dock and splashing softly. You lean forward, letting your hands trail in the water, feeling its pulse, its texture, its intimate rhythm. You are weightless, yet grounded, awake, yet drifting. A boat floats quietly at the edge of the dock, tethered loosely, rocking gently with the current. You reach out to it, letting your fingers graze the polished wood. It rocks in response to your touch, small and delicate, like a heartbeat. You sense the subtle harmony of everything here. The sand, the stone, the water, the light, the city itself, all moving with infinite patience, all offering you the same gentle intimacy. To notice, to breathe, to surrender fully to calm. You settle on the edge of the dock, legs dangling in the water, feeling the tide pull and lift gently. The city spreads behind you in quiet arches, lamplit streets, and low stone buildings that lean toward the water. Waves lap softly against pilings, sand shifts beneath the tide, and every element carries a quiet, pulsing rhythm. You breathe slowly, deeply, fully, letting the pulse of city and sea move through you, fold into you, carry you into calm. The night deepens. The stars above glimmer faintly through thin, drifting clouds, reflecting in the water and pooling in the cobblestones of the streets. You feel the city breathing around you, breathing with you. The tide rises, then falls, rocking you gently. Every sense, the feel of water on skin, the brush of breeze against your cheeks, the shimmer of light, the soft pulse of stone, folds into a lullaby of intimacy, patience, and quiet wonder. Here, on this dock at the edge of the sleeping city, you allow yourself to drift fully. You are weightless, yet held, awake, yet drifting, conscious yet immersed in dreamlike rhythm. The city, the tide, the sand, the light, the stars, the gentle pulse of life, all merge. You are part of it, and it is part of you. You exhale fully, sinking into the tender embrace of night, of sea, of city, of calm. You rise slowly from the dock, letting the tide pull gently at your feet, carrying you along the edge of the city. The streets stretch outward in soft curves, cobblestones glistening faintly under the moonlight. Each step is deliberate, quiet, as if the city itself wishes to guide you without hurry. You notice the textures beneath your bare feet: smooth stones, tiny grains of sand, worn wooden boards, and feel an intimate connection to the history embedded in each surface. The breeze carries a soft brine and warmth, curling around your shoulders and brushing the nape of your neck. You close your eyes briefly, feeling its subtle caress, and imagine it threading through your chest and spine, moving gently along your limbs. The streets are empty, hushed, alive only with small sounds: the faint swish of water against pilings, the occasional distant flap of a bird's wings, the soft whistle of wind curling through narrow alleys. Each sound is intimate, focused, carrying you further into calm. You follow a narrow passageway toward the waterfront, where lanterns flicker softly in golden arcs along the edges of low buildings. The reflections scatter across the tide in shimmering ribbons, twisting in delicate patterns that seem to echo the rhythm of your breath. You pause, letting your fingers trail along the edges of stone walls, feeling the cool, rough textures. Every brush of stone, every flicker of light, every ripple of water feels magnified, intimate, a gentle conversation between the city and your senses. A small archway opens to a hidden courtyard, its edges softened by moss and salt. You step through, feeling the sand give slightly beneath your soles, letting the tide wash in, brushing the base of low stone steps. Tiny pools of water catch the moonlight, glittering like liquid silver. You kneel briefly, tracing patterns in the surface with your fingertips. The water responds with soft ripples, folding outward slowly, and you notice how your pulse aligns naturally with the gentle ebb and flow. The courtyard is quiet, suspended in a suspended moment of intimacy. Small creatures emerge. A crab scuttles delicately along the edges of a pool. A few small fish glide through the shallow water, scales glimmering faintly. A single gull rests at the far edge, feathers ruffling in the breeze. You watch them move with careful attention, letting their rhythm fold into yours. The city and the sea are teaching you a slower way of being: patient, observant, receptive, immersed. Beyond the courtyard, a series of stone steps descends into a tidal inlet. You follow them, feeling the sand and small pebbles shift beneath your weight, letting the tide curl around your ankles. The water moves softly, almost deliberately, tracing along your legs, teasing at your skin. You notice the phosphorescent shimmer that drifts faintly beneath the surface, tiny sparks of bioluminescence following each gentle motion of the water. The glow is quiet, intimate, like a secret shared just with you. You settle at the edge of the inlet, letting your hands drift into the water. Every movement creates a ripple that expands outward slowly, merging with the tide. The city around you is hushed, the streets above empty, the lamps dimmed. Above, the stars flicker faintly, mirrored in pools of water on the cobblestones and in the tidal currents beneath your fingers. You inhale the scent of salt and sand and worn wood. Exhale fully, letting every tension and thought dissolve into the gentle rhythm of city and tide. A faint current lifts your legs slightly, rocking you in small, deliberate motions. You feel weightless, yet grounded, supported by sand, water, and stone. Tiny fish weave around your hands and ankles, curious yet gentle. Polyps of seaweed sway in slow arcs with the water. You realize that everything, the tide, the city, the sand, the light, the living creatures, is moving in harmony with your own rhythm. Your breath, your heartbeat, your awareness, all fold seamlessly into the pulse of the city by the sea. You rise slowly, letting the tide carry you along the edge of the inlet. Streets open before you like slow rivers of stone and sand, lit by faint lanterns and moonlight. Each step you take leaves a soft impression, quickly smoothed by sand or lapped away by tide. You notice details you might otherwise miss: the curve of a gutter catching water, the shimmer of moss on a stone wall, the gentle sway of a shutter in the breeze. Every detail is tactile, intimate, absorbing you fully into this dreamlike space. A small bridge arches across the water, leading you to a quieter street. You walk across it slowly, feeling the slight give of old wood beneath your soles, listening to the soft splash of tide beneath the boards. The city stretches before you like a hidden labyrinth of calm, illuminated softly by lanterns and moonlight. You pause at the center of the bridge, letting your hands trail along the worn railing. The wood is smooth, familiar, intimate. You inhale deeply, feeling the salt and warmth of the night, and exhale fully, letting every sensation ripple through your chest and spine. On the other side, a quiet square opens, sand and stone mingle at your feet, and the tide laps softly against the edges of buildings. The waves bring tiny shells, fragments of sea glass, and the faint, briny scent of the ocean. You sit, letting the water curl around your ankles, feeling the cool brush of tide and warmth of sand beneath you. Every breath, every heartbeat, every ripple of water, every shimmer of light folds into a gentle, meditative rhythm. You are awake yet drifting, conscious yet fully immersed. The city, the tide, the sand, the light, the stars, and the faint whisper of waves all move together in quiet harmony. You notice that you no longer merely observe. You are part of the city's pulse, carried gently in its rhythm. Every element responds to you. Every detail folds into your awareness. The night stretches softly, expansively, infinitely, and you feel held, cradled, embraced by this quiet intimacy. Here at the edge of the inlet, you exhale fully and sink deeper into calm. The city, the tide, the stars, and the subtle glow of lanterns fold together into a lullaby of movement, light, and sound. You are weightless, supported, safe. You are awake, yet dreaming. You are fully yourself, yet fully merged with the sleeping city and the tender rhythmic pull of the sea. You rise slowly from the edge of the inlet, letting the tide curl around your ankles as you step onto the soft, wet sand. The streets ahead stretch in quiet curves, lined with low stone buildings that lean gently toward the water, as if seeking its embrace. Each step is deliberate, gentle, as though the city itself is guiding you deeper into its calm, reflective rhythm. You notice the textures beneath your feet, sand shifting softly between worn cobblestones, smooth edges of stone, damp wood, and let yourself feel grounded by the tactile intimacy of it all. A soft breeze curls around your shoulders, brushing along your hair and neck, carrying the scent of salt and warmth from the sea. You close your eyes briefly, allowing the sensation to flow inward, moving through your chest, along your arms, and down your spine. Every inhale draws the rhythm of the city into you. Every exhale releases tension, worry, and the remnants of thought. You feel lighter with each breath, aligned with the slow, deliberate pulse of tide and street, stone and sand. A narrow alley opens before you, cobblestones glistening faintly under the moonlight. The lanterns along the walls sway gently, casting warm, rippling patterns across wet stones. You follow the alley slowly, letting the soft glow guide your path. You trail your fingertips along the cool, rough stone, feeling the intimate textures, the tiny ridges and grooves formed over centuries. Each subtle brush connects you more deeply to the city, making every step a conscious, tactile meditation. The alley opens into a hidden square, small and quiet, with a pool of water in its center. You approach and kneel beside the pool, letting your hands trail in the cool, reflective liquid. Tiny ripples fan outward, mirroring the rise and fall of the tide beyond the city walls. The square is hushed, suspended in time, illuminated only by moonlight and distant lanterns. A faint hum of waves reaches you, mingling with the gentle rustle of the wind and the occasional splash of tide against distant pilings. You lean back on the edge of the pool, letting your legs stretch forward, toes touching the shallow water. Tiny fish drift lazily near your feet, scales glimmering like sparks of living light. You watch them move, letting their fluid arcs merge with the rhythm of your breath. The city itself seems to breathe with you. Streets, stone, sand, water, all folding into the gentle cadence of tide and night. You inhale, exhale, and feel the pulse of the city, the pulse of the sea, fold through you. Beyond the square, a low stone bridge arches across a narrow channel of water. You step onto it slowly, feeling the slight give of the worn stone beneath your feet. The tide laps gently against the supports, whispering softly in harmony with your movement. You pause at the center, letting your hands rest on the railing, feeling the smooth, cool surface beneath your palms. Moonlight glimmers across the water, catching tiny floating particles, illuminating subtle currents. You sense the quiet magic of the night, the intimacy of every detail, the texture of stone, the pulse of water, the gentle sway of lantern light, and feel fully absorbed. You continue along the waterfront, where narrow streets meet small beaches and tidal pools. Sand shifts beneath your feet, wet and soft, cool against your skin. You kneel to trace patterns in the shallow pools, watching the reflections of lanterns and moonlight ripple with your touch. Tiny shells and fragments of sea glass sparkle faintly, treasures carried from the sea. Each movement, each ripple, each glimmer seems deliberate, intimate, meant to draw your attention and slow your mind. You breathe with the tide, with the city, with the night, letting every sensation fold into calm. A gentle current lifts your legs slightly as you walk, rocking you in subtle, tender motions. You feel weightless yet supported, cradled by sand, stone, water, and light. Tiny fish glide through tidal pools, polyps of seaweed sway gently, and the waves lap rhythmically against the shore. Every element, city, tide, sand, light, creatures, moves in harmony with your heartbeat and breath. You notice how your body, your awareness, and the city all synchronize, folding together in soft, dreamlike rhythm. You reach a quiet alcove, a small cove where the tide pools shimmer under moonlight. The water curls gently around your ankles as you sit, letting the sand mold to your form. Lanterns glow faintly above, their light bouncing softly on the ripples of water. Every sense, touch, sight, sound, smell, is immersed in gentle intimacy. The salt on your skin, the cool brush of tide, the shimmer of light, the faint hum of waves and wind. You exhale fully, sinking deeper into the tender embrace of the sleeping city. Here, you are fully absorbed. You feel the city, the tide, the sand, the light, the stars, all moving together in a perfect rhythm. Your breath, your heartbeat, your awareness, everything folds seamlessly into the pulse of night, of water, of stone. You are weightless, held, awake yet drifting. You are fully part of this quiet world, fully merged with its gentle intimacy. You close your eyes, letting every sound, every sensation, every pulse of water and stone carry you further into calm. The city, the tide, the lantern light, the shimmer of sand and water all fold into your consciousness. You feel safe, luminous, and weightless. Every tension, every thought, every concern drifts away with the tide, leaving only the gentle meditative rhythm of night, city, and sea. Here in the heart of the sleeping city, you surrender fully. The waves, the streets, the sand, the tide, the light, and the faint hum of life carry you into a dreamlike suspended state. You are held, cradled, embraced by the intimate pulse of water and stone. You are awake, yet drifting. You are alive, yet fully surrendered. You sink fully into the soft sand of the cove, letting the tide curl gently around your ankles and calves. The water laps softly, rhythmic and patient, carrying faint echoes of distant waves along the shoreline. Lanterns glow faintly above, their light scattering across the ripples in delicate golden arcs. The city stretches quietly behind you, low stone buildings leaning toward the water, narrow alleys twisting in gentle curves, empty streets waiting silently. You feel held, embraced by the intimacy of the night, the sand, the tide, and the city itself. Every detail is vivid yet soothing. The brush of breeze along your neck, the soft glimmer of moonlight on the water, the tiny ripples fanning outward from where your fingers touch the tide. You let your hands drift through it, tracing patterns, feeling the cool pulse of liquid against your skin. Tiny fish glide lazily nearby, scales catching faint light like sparks. Polyps of seaweed sway in gentle arcs with the currents. Each motion folds into your awareness, and you fold into it, fully absorbed, weightless, alive yet surrendered. The city whispers in silence. Every empty street, every stone step, every glowing lantern carries a quiet rhythm, pulsing with life in subtle harmony with the sea. You inhale slowly, exhale fully, letting tension drift away with each wave. Your heartbeat aligns with the pulse of tide and city alike. The sand beneath you molds to your body perfectly. The water supports your legs and arms. The breeze curls gently across your shoulders and cheeks. You feel the intimacy of every detail, each sensation carrying you deeper into calm. The tide lifts gently, rocking your body in slow, deliberate arcs. You feel weightless, cradled by the soft embrace of water and sand. Above, the stars shimmer faintly through drifting clouds, mirrored in pools of water along streets and alleys. Moonlight scatters across ripples, stone and sand, illuminating subtle patterns in the textures beneath your fingertips. Every element, city, sea, sand, light, tide, creatures, moves in harmony with your breath and heartbeat. You are part of it all, and it is part of you. You lean back, letting your palms rest in the wet sand, feeling its cool, soft resistance. Tiny currents brush your fingers as you exhale, pulling away the last threads of thought, the last remnants of tension. You notice the faint, rhythmic hum of waves meeting stone, the whisper of breeze curling through alleyways, the soft sway of lanterns. The city, the tide, and the night carry you. You are awake, yet drifting, conscious, yet fully immersed in dreamlike flow. The streets, the sand, the tide, the water, the lantern light, the faint pulse of life, all merge into a single rhythm flowing through you. You are luminous, weightless, held. Every sense, touch, sight, sound, smell folds gently into calm. The city and the sea have become one living lullaby, guiding you into stillness. You exhale fully, sinking deeper into the intimate embrace of night. You rise slightly, letting the tide lift and roll gently along your legs. The city arches, streets, and buildings stretch into the night like a vast, sleeping organism. Every curve, every surface, every ripple responds to your presence, yet none demand anything from you. You are cradled in the rhythm of water, stone, sand, and light. Every heartbeat, every breath, every pulse folds seamlessly into the lullaby of city and sea. Finally, you lie back fully on the soft sand, letting the tide brush along your sides, feet, and arms. Lanterns glow faintly overhead, moonlight scatters across rippling water, and the stars above shimmer faintly in quiet reflection. Tiny fish drift lazily through shallow pools, their movements slow, deliberate, calming. Polyps of seaweed sway gently with the tide. You exhale completely, letting your body, mind, and awareness merge fully with the city and the sea. Here, in the quiet heart of the sleeping city, you surrender completely. You are weightless, held, luminous, safe. The tide, the sand, the streets, the lanterns, the stars all fold into you and you into them. Every thought, every tension, every ripple of movement drifts away with the tide. You are fully immersed, fully absorbed, fully at peace. The city whispers again in silence. You are safe. You are held. You are home. And you do. You drift further into stillness, fully merged with water, sand, stone, light, and the quiet pulse of the sleeping city. You are awake, yet dreaming. Conscious, yet fully surrendered. Every detail, every sense, every gentle rhythm carries you into deep, tender sleep. The city and the sea, the tide and the night, fold into your awareness, cradling you into calm. Here, finally, you sleep. Luminous, weightless, and embraced by the intimate rhythm of city, sea, and night.